I'm Andrew Longron, and today we're install a video by GoRhino. What's up, everybody? I'm Andrew Longron. Today we're going to be doing an install and 3-month review on the Ceros low-profile roof rack by GoRhino. Now, this is not going to be a step-by-step instruction video that you may be looking for because I wrote the instructions. I did all the hard work, so you don't have to. GoRhino just launched this roof rack within the last few months. There's not a whole lot of roof racks out for the 2022 right now. Only about 4 or 5 companies actually make them. 2 of them, which are drill. This is a no-drill roof rack. I didn't want to have to drill into anything. I did with my last truck, and it wasn't that big of a deal, but then when I went to trade the truck in, I lose the roof rack. But the original instructions that came with the GoRhino Ceros, the reason I don't have a full instruction video is because it took me so long trying to follow those instructions and finding all the problems that I chose just to rewrite the instructions myself and send it back to GoRhino. The instructions now for the Ceros are step-by-step, laid out exactly how they should be written, exactly how you read them, very user-friendly, easy to install. The only thing, I will give you a tip with the wind noise on the GoRhino Ceros. I installed the 40-inch light bar later, and wind noise was a serious problem. So what I ended up doing to create the fix was I loosened up the brackets on all 4 sides as far as I could. And then I scooted the roof rack back as far as I could, which was almost about 2 inches further back than the instructions originally said to. Now, this immediately cut out the wind noise. I have yet to see any rub on the front top of my truck. I did put a rubber gasket there just in case, but I think you're going to be fine. Just loosen all the brackets around the edges and scoot it back. You won't have any wind noise at all. I'm also working with them on trying to come up with a front air dam that'll block off, which I don't know why anybody doesn't do that anyway. Like, why don't these roof rack companies make a dam that just slips in with maybe a bolt or 2 or even a quick release bolt that creates a full air dam in front of the light bar when you're not using it? That just makes way more sense. Now, you may notice these little lights here and here. These are side marker trailer lights for a boat trailer. Somebody already tried to break into my truck, and I'm trying to come up with as many different ways that I can try to deter them as possible. Installing a full-blown alarm system was just not feasible at the time. It's like $600, $700 and have somebody install it. It was just another whole thing there. And I could think of a lot of other parts I could use right now. Then I'd have to worry about that. Now, moving to the rear of the roof rack. The rack was very light. I installed it by myself. I was able to get it off the back of my racks back here and then place it on top of the truck. I did use some foam padding to kind of help cushion everything, and it worked just fine. You'll see that I ran my electrical wires to the roof rack out the back. All these little grooves inside the rack itself made it very easy to run all the wiring. And what I did here was run a 5mm neoprene spacer out the back and use the portholes for the antennas to run all my wiring to the roof rack. Now, so far, I've only given you the pluses and some of the extras that I've done with mine and some fixes. Let's talk about the cons. There is one specific con for me for this roof rack that may or may not cause an issue for anybody else. I regularly change out what I'm doing throughout the year between fishing, hunting, camping, whatever. So the ability to swap my setups out makes a big difference. This roof rack, for some reason, if you look at these side ports here, it only has the holes to put in for the T-slot or the nuts on one side. So it's like this right here has it open for the nut. It's not over here. Open, not over here. Not open, it's open over here. That can cause an issue. A pretty major issue if you're trying to add something later. For the most part, I have all of these on the same side and didn't realize this until I got it up here. So now, the way this crossbar goes in the center, you have 2 sides. So if I wanted to add anything to the left side of this, I would actually have to remove the side plate bracket off and slide in the nuts that I would need to put in and then add the accessory. I've been working with GoRhino on that, and we're working through the problem. Like most of these large companies who have to mass produce a lot of products for a lot of different models, they also use this exact same sizing on a bunch of other things. And it makes sense on why they wouldn't want to take a specific line and then drill both sides out. But for somebody who is an avid overlander that regularly changes out what they're doing, that's a pretty big issue. So if you're lining it up while you're installing it and you notice the holes are on one side, do yourself a favor and at least alternate them. That is one thing I would make sure I did. Like I said, this is not a step-by-step instruction because I wrote the instructions. I know they're very easy to read, and I know they're laid out very clearly. So you're good. Pros is it's no drill, it's very lightweight, and the price is really, really good. On top of that, if you use code LONGRON, you get an extra 30% off, which is a very hefty discount. Please take advantage of it. Cons: the holes in the roof rack are not on both sides. That is a major issue for me. May not be for other people, but for me, I like to swap things out quite often. So I'm going to be drilling the other side of those brackets to make sure that I can slide my bolts in from the other side, because the way that center panel falls in. Something else I wanted to say, I can't remember what it was. If you're wondering about weight limit, you'll see that on the GoRhino website, it does not have it listed. I am actually not sure what the weight limit is. For overlanders, at least for me, I know that we start accounting for little details and specifics that a lot of other people don't. And the weight limit is going to be something I know a lot of you are going to ask about, and I don't know it. GoRhino, I've asked them about it. It's getting worked on. That's all I can tell you. In the meantime, check out GoRhino's website. I'm going to be doing a lot more review on their product. I have the Element bumper coming in. I have the Adventure Gear storage cases. I have the Adventure Gear first aid roll, and then the tool roll coming in. I'll be doing reviews on all of those. If you like what you've seen here, if you have some more questions about any other products that I have on my truck, please leave a comment below. Share my page, like, comment, subscribe. The more that y'all ask me questions, the more content that I can put out and provide value back to y'all. And then get off grid.